Hey everybody, welcome to Fitness with Kara. Today we're going to be doing a Pilates workout. What is Pilates? Pilates can help to lengthen muscles, strengthen muscles, and stretch muscles. It's one of the best workouts you can do for your body. It's very low impact, so it's really meant for every fitness level. Today you're going to be using a band, a resistance band, as well as a mat. That's all you need to accomplish a lot of great work for your body. Okay, so join me for this workout, and here we go. We're going to start by coming down onto your mat. You don't need your band right now. We're going to lie down on the back. You do need shoes on for this workout, as we use the band under our feet and it doesn't feel good on bare feet. So I do recommend wearing shoes for this one. Some Pilates workouts that don't require a band usually are done in socks or bare feet. So you're going to slowly take your hands behind your legs. You're going to curl your chin in toward your chest, rounding your back, and you're going to roll down onto your spine softly, coming down. And then I want you to take a second here and melt your entire back onto your mat, pressing it down. And then I want you to glue the entire back all the way to your glutes onto the mat, okay? That engages the core right here, the abs here, okay? And then you're going to take your pelvis area, your pelvic area right here, and you're going to just kind of pull it in. You're going to kind of just like roll it. It's a slight movement. It's very small, but you want to roll it down towards the mat. It's a pelvic tilt, and that really helps to engage those abs and to protect your spine. So when you start to move, you don't want to lift the spine up and down, okay? That's not where the work comes from. You're going to take your palms facing down onto the mat, and your feet are going to walk a little bit closer in towards your back side, okay? So with your whole back pressing into the mat, your pelvic tilted down, your abs are braced, and you're breathing, and you're not going to hold your breath during these exercises. You're going to lift your right leg up, knee is over hip, and then you're going to alternate the legs like this. Alternate those legs, stopping the knee over the hip. Now this works your hip flexors, your lower back, and your lower abs, okay? So it's a nice movement to ease into Pilates with. Now the idea here is that we're not kicking the legs. We're not lifting up and kicking up into the air, okay? The movement should be working the hip flexors right here, and you should be feeling your lower abs, especially if you're pressing your lower back down into the mat. So you shouldn't be able to fit your hand underneath that low part of your back. And we're going to go 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 and stop. Feet down. This next exercise, you're going to take your right leg up just like we had. You're going to take your right hand to the below the knee right here, and then you're going to crunch up with your chin towards your chest and your left hand on your shin. The left leg comes out, and then you're going to swap legs. Now I'm dropping the straight leg towards the floor. The further that leg goes down towards the floor, the harder this becomes. So I want you to find where your leg needs to stop. Does your leg need to stop here? Or does it need to stop? Maybe you have a little bit more strength and you can go a little lower with your legs. Maybe you need to stay up a little higher. Option, you can have your head on the ground. You don't have to have your head up if it really gets to feel bad in your neck. You can do this. But when you are here, the idea is that you're pulling the leg toward your chest. This is a stretch. and the other leg is working the hip flexor and the abs. So you're stretching and you're working and you're stretching. If this is good for you, you can go here. And we're gonna go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now remember, the lower the leg goes towards the floor without touching, the harder the move. So you need to listen to your body and find what level works for you. Grab behind your legs like this, knees, roll yourself up. That's how we get out of the ground with Pilates. You're gonna turn over, and then you're gonna lie down on your mat, on your stomach, like this, okay? And then you're gonna take your heels together, like this. Toes are pointed out. And then your hands are next to you on the floor, and you're simply going to lift your thighs off the ground. Don't make this move come from your neck. Just try to lift your legs. You're gonna squeeze your glute muscles to get your legs to lift off the ground. It's about a 1/2 inch. It's not a very big movement. You're just gonna do a little lift and then lower. Lift and lower. Lift. Now, when you're doing this move, think about your glutes squeezing in towards each other and your feet pressing towards the ceiling, and then you lower and release. You squeeze and lift, you lower, you release. Squeeze and lift, lower, release. Squeeze and lift, lower and release, okay? Pushing and dropping. Pushing and dropping. We're gonna go for 3, 2, and 1. Okay, put your legs down, hands on the ground, you're gonna push yourself back. We're gonna sit back in what we call a child's pose. So your feet are wide. You're gonna sit your butt back, and then you're gonna drop your hands forward, and you're gonna lower the chest towards the floor, and you're gonna feel the stretch. If you can't go this low, just stay up here and feel the stretch from your arms to your shoulders. It's not overdo it. And then come up, hands under shoulders, like this. Walk your feet back in a quick plank, and then shift the hips up into a down dog. Legs are straight, arms are straight, your hips are lifted. Come forward like this into a plank. Lower just so your shoulders are over your wrists, drop to your knees. Push back one more time. Okay, come forward. Knees underneath your hips, right here. Hands underneath your shoulders, like this. Don't have your hands out here. This is wrong. That's incorrect form. You want to have good form the whole time we're working, okay? Now this one, you're going to take your right leg and you're going to push it back behind you, and then you're going to pull the knee in. You're just going to simply push back and pull in. Option, you're going to tap the floor with your toe. That's a little bit less work, okay? So you're going to pull and you're going to push. You're either going to tap the floor or you're not going to tap the floor. Now when you're doing this, your back stays flat. Don't round your spine. And you're drawing your belly toward your spine, and you're breathing. And you're going to go for 4, and for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Lower down. Okay, now you're going to take the opposite leg and you're going to do the same thing. So we're going to take it back and in. Don't let the body rotate as you push that leg straight back. No rotation of the upper body. The body's going to want to twist and turn. Just push. Or if your body wants to twist, you're going to drop your foot to the floor and then you're going to come back in. Foot to the floor and come back in. Let's go for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And stop. Let's sit back Let's come down and just have your hands up and roll your wrists. So if that hurts your wrists, you can pause at any point during that exercise. Roll your wrists out like this, and then you're gonna come back to the exercises, okay? Now we're gonna come up, kind of do the same movement, but we're gonna do a holding movement. Right leg out, hold the leg out, option, toe on the floor. You choose where you want your leg, okay? Opposite arm reaches forward. If you can see my arm, I just reached it forward, and it's straight out from my shoulder. It's not higher than my shoulder, it's straight out. I don't think you can see that. My leg is straight out from my hip unless my toe is on the floor. This is fine too. For 3, 2, and 1, everything comes back in. Good job. Now we're gonna go to the other side. Your left leg comes out, either tap on the floor with your toe or leg is lifted. Opposite arm comes forward. Arm is no higher than your shoulder. Brace the core really tight. Don't twist and turn the body. We're holding, we're breathing, and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Just really working those back muscles. Sit back, hips down, roll your wrist. All right, coming up to your feet. We're going to grab our resistance band. We have a couple more exercises we will do on the floor. But for now, you're going to grab your band and then place it underneath your foot like this. You have the handles here. They're together. At your side, you're going to take your feet wide. Hopefully I don't slip here. So your feet are wide. And then I want you to take the inside band, the one that's on the inner leg, and drop it to the floor. You should be holding the band that's on the outside of your foot. And you're going to take a hand here on the fabric and the other hand here on the fabric. So you're not holding the handle, you're holding the fabric, okay, like this. And then you're going to sit the body into the leg, but with your hips going back. Okay, and then you're going to simply straighten your arms, and you're going to pull the arms to here. You don't have to go high on this one. You don't have to go high with those arms. Don't tip forward, and don't bend your arms. Don't come up and go like this. This is incorrect. Okay, you're going to hold your arms straight, walk them out. You're going to lift from your shoulder, and you're going to go to the side, and you're going to come down. It's not that you want to twist the whole body over. You're just really bringing the arms across the body. I'm not doing much with my torso. My arms is what is making me look like I'm twisting. I'm just bringing my arms across the body for 8, 7. Don't bend your arms. 6, 5. Both legs are bending. 4, like this. 3, 2, 1. Drop the band down. I want you to feel the legs shift side to side. You're sitting your hips back and you're pushing the body hips out to the side. This is the movement with the legs. And then all we did was add in the arm pull over. When you don't do a pull twist, okay, that's going to release the work from your core. When you do a twist with the torso, you shouldn't be facing this way with this part of your body. This part of your body should be facing the camera, the TV, whatever you're watching, and your arms are just crossing the body. And your legs are moving side to side in side lunge, okay? So we're gonna do that to the other side. So take the band underneath your other foot in the middle, so you have the same height on both band handles. step wide. Now take the inside band, the one that's closer to the inside of your leg, and drop it. Then you're going to take this one, you're going to take the handles on the fabric sides. Don't grab the top. You won't have a good position on the arm. Sit the hips back and move the body to the side. Arms straight from the knee. You're going to lift and cross and down. Lift and cross. Now remember, we're not twisting the middle part of your body. You're just bringing your arms across the body. And you're moving your legs. Keep moving your arms. Move your legs this way and this way. Okay? So we're going to go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, for that movement, can you do that without a band? Yes, you can. Okay? You can simply pretend like you have the band and you're just moving arms, contracting the shoulders as you pull. Is it going to give you as much resistance as you with the band? Of course not. But the movement itself is so good. This movement right here for the body is one of the best moves you can do. Because we're always moving forward. And our bodies need to be able to twist and turn and reach and drop. Okay? So it's very important that you're doing those. All right, now take the band underneath the first foot. You're gonna step wide again. Drop the inside band, grab the side handles. This time your arms are down here, not quite down by the knee, just belly button height. Over here on this side, and then you're gonna simply just go straight and straight. So we're going straight across the body. Your arms are moving, not necessarily twisting that middle core. Making sure you're going into the legs. You should be bending the legs at the knees, but we're not pressing the knees forward over your toes. 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, stop. And then you're going to change sides, and we're going to do that on this side. Back to the second foot, feet wide. Get your feet wide, drop the inside band, take the outside band handle. Hands on the fabric, arms belly button height, arms out straight, they don't bend. You go across the body and across the body. Look at my arms, they don't bend. If you're trying to bend your arms, you're going too far for your strength. Just stop, make little ones then. If your arms are bending, make little ones. Range of motion is very personal, okay? And you're moving your hips side to side, pushing your butt back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Okay. Now you're going to take, this one's a little bit more complicated. You can do this without the band, FYI, okay? Just making sure that you know that right now, at any point, do this exercise without a band. You're going to step on the middle part of the band with both feet. Do not have your feet touching. They need to be like this underneath your hips, not touching. You're going to take the handles up to the hips. And then you're going to push the leg out to the side, like this. Just push it directly out to the side. Try not to go like this, all the way over. Don't tip. What you want to do is pretend like there's a wall here, and you can't hit the wall that's an inch from your body. So you're going to lift up, tap, up, tap. 8, 7, you got a small movement to the other side, that's okay, but not a big one. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stop. Okay, get your balance. We're going to go to the other side on the other leg, making sure you're not rocking this way. Okay, ready? Let's go. 8, 7. I have more control on this side. 6, 5, 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and stop. Okay, same setup with your band like this on your hips. If your arms are getting tired, lower your legs, or sorry, lower your arms down like this, and just take a second. Okay, now I'm going to turn to the side view so you can see the next movement. It's better to be seen like this, but I'm going to be pushing my leg back behind me. So if you were standing on a clock, your right leg is going to kick straight back to like the 7 on the 7 o'clock. Okay, so if the 6 was straight back behind you, right? You're kicking just a little bit to the diagonal because of your hip. So I want you just to go like this, straight back. But watch your leg, it goes slightly out at a diagonal, so that's your 7. Maybe it's the 8 or the 7. But don't try to hit the 6 or the 9. Okay, ready? Now you pull your handles up higher, level, harder, or you're gonna have your handles here. I'm gonna go here. Ready? Begin. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Push against the band. 3. Don't tip forward. 2, and 1. Good job. I'm gonna swap sides. I'm gonna turn around so my leg that's moving is closest to you. And again, you're simply going to push that leg back and try not to tap the floor. If you need to for balance, you're going to go like this and then forward. I didn't tell you on the other side, but you can go to the 7 with the foot on the floor and then come back in straight-legged. It's not a bend. We're not bending this leg. It needs to stay straight. Okay, ready? Let's go. 8, or tap. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So you're getting some good glute control and lower back and hamstrings. Really important muscles to keep your body standing tall and straight so you don't start to hunch over, okay, and lose the core control here. So you want to have good posture, and we walk well, we move well, we feel well, okay? So we're going to come down into a side plank. So you're going to take your legs to the side like this, and then you're going to come down with your elbow underneath the shoulder. So they need to line up, so make sure your elbow's not out here. You need to have the elbow right under the shoulder. And then your bottom leg is bent like a kickstand. So your foot is going back behind you. Your top leg is fairly straight. So I'm gonna push off my hip here, and I'm gonna bring my arm up. So if you can see, and I went out of the camera, I gotta adjust myself here. So you're gonna come up, and then you're gonna support your body weight with that lower leg, and you're gonna reach up, and then we're gonna come down. Just little, I'm gonna scoot down a little bit here. Just little lifts, pushing your bottom leg into the floor so that you can get the hip off the ground. Now, if you can't get the hip off the ground, just doing this can be difficult, right? So my chest is up off the ground, my midline body right here is off the ground, and this is a side plank too. So if getting your hip off the ground like this is just too much, it does put a lot of pressure on the shoulder that can, if you had injury there, and then drop down, okay? So that's a side plank. This is just fine. Keeping the hip on the floor, but reaching and lifting through the chest, that will really help. And then you're gonna turn, and we're gonna go to the other side. So instead of facing away from you, I'm just gonna go to the other side here. Come down. Bottom leg is bent, bring it back, and bend it back behind you if you can tell. Elbow underneath the shoulder, this is all lined up. And then you could push the hip off the ground and up. Again, bottom leg is bent, top leg is straight. And lifting, and then you can lower. Now if that is too much for you, this is your side plank for now until you build strength. This is really good for side muscles that go from here into your lower back. These lower back ones that wrap around can really help you when you have to twist and turn and grab things so you don't throw your back out. And lift if you're ready. If you're not, that's okay. Just stay with your hip on the ground, but reach your arm high and then lower down. We're gonna go one more time. Catch your breath. Get ready to push your forearm harder into the ground. 3, 2, 1, and lift. Holding. And then you're gonna lower down. And then you're gonna turn again onto all fours. Hands underneath your shoulders. Remember, we're setting up like a tabletop. Your knees are underneath your hips. And you're going to take your right leg out behind you. I'm going to move forward slightly before we go there. Leg out. And then you're bringing your leg close to me and in. Don't go higher than your hip. You're not going up here like this. Your leg should be hip height. It's not about height on this one. It's about coming out and coming back in with your leg. Now, if you can only bring your leg out a few inches and bring it back in, that's your strength level. Find your strength level. What can you do where you can still do the movement for about 8 reps? Okay, out and in. So I'm bringing my leg out away from me and then back in. So it's right back behind the glute. And you're gonna go for 3 more. 3 and 2. Keep your neck neutral. Keep your spine neutral. This is neutral, okay? This is not neutral. Neutral neck, neutral spine. This is not neutral with your head dropped. Okay, your neck needs to be in line with your spine. And you're not also lifting the head up. Okay, turn. And then, just so I'm a little closer, my leg, and hands underneath your shoulders. Move forward slightly. Leg back behind you. And then you're going to bring it out. And I forgot to say again on this one that you can have your foot on the floor. So you have your foot down and then tap out to the floor and then tap into the floor and tap out. This is level 1. So if you can't keep your leg lifted, this is the next progression. You want to be able to get to the point where you can keep your leg lifted and then move it out and move it in. Okay, so we're going to go a few more here for 4, 3, squeeze, 2, and 1, and come down. Sit your hips back. You're in a child's pose here with your forehead towards the mat. If you can't get the forehead touching the mat, that's okay. Go as far to the floor as you can. Hips are back by the heels. Now you're going to come up with a nice rounded back stretch. This is a stretch, stretching through the spine, coming up and rounding, pulling the shoulders back. Reset posture, okay? Whether you're sitting here like this or standing posture, shoulders are back slightly, never tensed, pulled up. There's a difference between just sitting back neutral, shoulders aligned with the hips, it's aligned with the knee. Joints should always be lined up. This is not neutral. They're not lined up. If I hung my arm down, it's not over my hip or my knee. So we stand tall, we pull the shoulders back, and we relax into the back, okay? Everything's lined up. So if you were standing, same thing. You have shoulder over hip, over knee, over ankle, if I didn't bend, okay? So posture is really important. Thank you for joining me for this workout today. If you feel good, go ahead and repeat those moves a second time through for a full workout. Thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful rest of your day.